If you're a fellow stationery lover like me, then you know how easy it is to start gathering way too many journaling supplies. What's one more washi tape, am I right? Well, in this video, I will share with you my top journaling supplies that I've reached for over and over again this year, and I will show you ideas on how I've used them. This way, you can be more intentional with the stationery that you buy moving forward, and also get ideas on how you can use some of the journaling supplies that you might already have in your collection. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Seppi and I share with you simple and practical tips to live a happier life. And one thing that makes me happy, and I'm sure you as well, is your stationery and doing a lot of journaling. So let's get into this video because we have a lot to talk about. I'm very excited about all these items here. You should see the state of the rest of my desk because I was pulling everything out, but let's just get into it. Let me try and organize the desk just a little bit and we will come right back. The first thing we're going to talk about is this little guy. You're probably thinking you already have a journal, you don't need a new journal, blah, blah, blah. I get it. And I'm not encouraging you to buy a new journal just for the sake of it. However, I do want to talk about this journal specifically, just because this year is the first time I've used a B6 journal for my daily journaling, and I've just been obsessed to the point where I've bought this journal for a few of my friends, my sister, etc., and they have also loved it. So I feel as though I have to tell you about it. So this is the lined hardcover B6 journal from Leuchtturm. I feel as though it's the perfect size for daily journaling because it doesn't feel too overwhelming to sit down and fill up a page. I used to use an A5 journal, and just to give you a size perspective, it's quite bigger. However, the B6 is smaller. The pages are smaller, it's less width-wise, lengthwise smaller. So sitting down, writing a little journal entry feels a lot less daunting than it would be in a bigger journal. I also feel as though because of the size, I can carry it around with me. It doesn't feel overwhelming to fill up a page or fill up half a page, which makes me more likely to sit down and do my daily journaling. So it's always about finding little ways for you to make it easier for you to show up for the habits that matter for you, and being intentional and knowing that the small steps that you take will matter. So doing 5-10 minutes of journaling every day, or even if it's 3 minutes of journaling, will make a difference down the line. And having something like this B6 journal, where not only is it fun to use because it's so cute and the perfect size, but just having a really enjoyable experience with the journal, the fountain pen, the date stamp that I'll talk about as well, adding little stickers to make it decorative. These all make the process more enjoyable and more likely for you to show up and actually practice the habit if we're talking about journaling specifically. So I absolutely love this journal, B6 hardcover lined journal, and I'm going to buy the same one for next year. I've bought it as a gift as well. So some tips on how to enjoy the process of journaling, how to use your journaling supplies, is to firstly create a cover inside your journal that matches the color of the journal itself. This is an idea I got from my friend over at notably Emily. This is something that she does and I love the idea, so I will be doing this as well in my next daily journal as well. Then another thing that I've been doing is using a different color every single month when it comes to my fountain pen ink. Not only does it avoid me having to change the fountain pen color ink every single week, because I do find that's a little bit of a pain. I also make use of my inks that I have. I don't have that many, but I still make use of it so it doesn't dry out. And it just makes the process a lot more enjoyable. And when I flip through, it just brings me a lot of joy to see all of these different colors in my journal, to be able to see what month, what did I do in which month. So definitely love using a fountain pen in my daily journal. Makes the process a lot more enjoyable, a lot more beautiful, and just the colors are absolutely beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. Then the next thing that I would suggest, and when it comes to using your journaling supplies, or when it comes to just making it a better experience, is using a date stamp so you can differentiate your different journal entries. I'll talk about the date stamp in my next section. And then the other thing is adding stickers. This is something more recent because I felt as though I was gathering too many stickers and I want to make use of them. So then adding some little stickers on the page, it's very subtle, but honestly, it's really fun. This is obviously October. I added these little ghost stickers. They're from Midori. Love it a lot. So that's a really fun way to use your stationery supplies. If you feel as though you have too many stickers, just add them to your daily journal, and it just really adds a really nice little touch to each little page. I actually don't like how this one turned out, but I'm so glad I've been using them. So those are my tips, and I absolutely love this journal. If you're looking for a really good daily journal that you will be able to carry with yourself if you want to use your journal on the go or just have it at home, I think this is the perfect size. And if you want 20% off to buy the same journal from Leuchtturm, you can use code HAPPY20 at checkout for 20% off everything from the Leuchtturm Canada website. The next journaling supply that I've absolutely adored is this date stamp. Before buying this, I really debated whether or not I needed it, and because I know that this is not necessary, you can just write the date yourself. I held off buying this for a long time, but honestly, this is I use this every single day because I journal almost every single day. I have used this almost every single day and I absolutely love it. It's a small touch, very unnecessary, but it makes it so much more fun to write that instead of just writing the date, you stamp it. I mean, it makes me feel like a little librarian, and I really just love it a lot. So this is unnecessary, but it's not too expensive. So I think it's a little bit more justifiable to buy it. I love how it looks as well. It's very old school. It reminds me of literally library. And I feel as though it adds a really nice separation to the different journal entries that I have. So I really like that a lot as well. And like I said, this is an unnecessary expense, but I do make use of it and it does bring me a lot of joy. So when I know it's thought out and it's intentional and I know I make use of it, I think it's a little bit more justifiable. So this I would recommend, and something, like I said, I would recommend to a close friend of mine, and I really love it a lot. So a date stamp is a fun little touch to your journaling, and you can even use it in other spaces as well, right? You can use it if you're writing a card to a friend. You can use it if you're doing a creative spread. It doesn't have to just be for your daily journal. There's many different ways that you can use it as well. So the date stamp, love it a lot. Very easy to use. It's also, there's the ink already in there that you can open up and add more ink as well to the ink pad as well. But this I've been using all year and the ink is still really opaque. So absolutely love my B6 journal along with the date stamp. This was an extra purchase this year during the September Hobonichi sale, and again, I debated whether or not to get it or not, just in terms of budgeting. Do I actually need it? Is this necessary, etc.? I have to say this has been one of my favorite purchases ever, and I don't envision myself using anything else for a couple of years. I literally, if we talk about things that I use every single day, most of the stationery I use almost every single day. This guy, and the date stamp are always on my desk. Always something that I'm using every single day. So the way that I use my Stappo is it's basically on my desk, open at all times with the stationery that I use every single day. And I kind of switch it up every single month to make sure I'm rotating through my different stationery. This is actually usually in here as well. And I usually also have an extra pack of my printer paper for my Canon Ivy. But this is kind of what it looks like on my desk. So here I have the pens and the highlighters that I use every single day. I also have this one. So I will pick out the colors that I'm going to stick to in the month ahead, and I will have them all available here. So I have my Mildliner highlighter and my Tombow highlighter that I use. I have a colored pen that I use for my habits tracker. Then I have these Micron Pigma Micron pens in different sizes that I also use for doodling or for faux calligraphy that I keep here at all times. I have a pencil, of course, nothing too crazy. I have an extra gel pen. I just added this yesterday. It's a Zebra Sarasa gel pen in purple. Well, it's more aubergine. I keep that in there. So I have the pens that I use all the time here. I don't put my fountain pen in here because it's not good to put it vertically. I just leave it on my desk as is, but there's also that. Then I have all the little supplies that I generally use every single day. So I have Post-it. These are the Post-it that I've had for years, and they're really not aesthetic colors, but I'm just trying to finish up what I have before buying more. I use it if I want to jot down something quick in my planner or in my journal, just a quick little to-do list or whatever else. Again, not aesthetic, but I have an eraser, self-explanatory. Then I have this little guy, which is a washi tape cutter. I also have the washi tape that I use throughout the month. So again, I switch out my stationery when it comes to the pens, highlighters, and the washi tape. I keep the same theme in my planner depending on the month. That way I'm making use of the different washi tape. And this little guy is a washi tape cutter. You put it on like so, and then you can rip off. Let me just show you how it's done. So you put it on like this, and as you can see, these has little, what's it called, little teeth, and then you take off like this, hold it in place, and then you rip off your little washi tape. So I don't use this cutter very often because I've been just kind of cutting my washi tape, just like ripping it off, and I'm okay with that look as well. As you can see here, I just rip it off, but this is also a practical little gadget to have. And then I have my date stamper, so then in the morning when I do my journaling, it's right there available on my desk. My Canon Ivy printer, and like I said, extra paper that I put in these little slots here. Then I have scissor and ruler that I use for different things. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. I also have, sometimes I keep a few little sticker sheets on hand. Depending on the month, I will, like I said, switch these things out. But for now, I only have this one from the Coffee Monster School. I don't even use it that often, to be honest. But I usually leave a few little sticker sheets in here. And also, when I go sit in bed, sometimes I do my journaling. I just take this with me, and I have everything in one spot. It just also makes it a lot easier and more portable for me to journal in different areas of my house. I have my mini cat journal in here just because it's an easy way to store it, easy place to store it, and it's a lot safer. So this is my little cat journal. And then in the back, I have not much. Actually, to be honest, I'm not going to show the addresses, but I have 2 cards that I wrote and I just need to mail off. They're still here, great. And this is the free journal that I got with Hobonichi. It's still empty. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it just yet, but I left it here in the back just in case I ever want to write down something or whatever else. So I will see what I will do with that. So overall, as you can see, I absolutely love my Stappo. Very, very helpful to have. And I use it every single day. It's literally on my desk every single day. So I absolutely love it. It was definitely worth the purchase. And as an honorable mention, I also bought this little guy. Actually, my sister got this for me as a treat, so we have a matching one. This is a little pencil case holder that the strap is adjustable and you can put it on your Hobonichi cousin. I personally, because I only journal outside of the house with my daily journal, I can easily just strap it on like so. And here I have space inside to put anything that I want. So I usually put like a pen, a fountain pen, maybe a post-it or something else. And there's a slot here as well where you can put an extra pen here. So there's space inside and on the outside to be able to take this on the go, and it just makes it easier in terms of putting it in my bag, keeping everything organized. So this is an honorable mention. Again, something I didn't need, but my sister gifted it to me. And honestly, even though this and this are things that I did not need, I use them all the time. So I think it's okay. It brings me a lot of joy, and now I'm set when it comes to my pencil cases. The next thing we're going to talk about are my washi tapes. I put this in this little bowl to make it look cute for my filming. However, in reality, my washi tape are organized in these containers that I got at Muji. They are a bit emptier because I gave some of my washi tape to my older sister, and she has a daughter. She's 8 years old. I figured that she will make more use of all of these washi tapes that I've had for years, and I'm trying to declutter and get rid of stuff. So that's why there's a little bit of gaps, and honestly, I'm okay with that. I do want to reorganize it a little bit because I find that when it moves over like this, it's kind of annoying. But anyways, this is how I actually store my washi tape, not in a bowl like this. This is for the aesthetics of it. Anyways, so washi tapes. I have loved using washi tapes, and in an effort to use my old stationery supplies, I have found a new love for my washi tapes. Now, I do have a lot. Some of these I've had for honestly probably like 10 years. I have some more basic ones that I find is easier to layer and match up with other colors. I have some gold foiled ones which are really cute. Then you have some that are clear, like this one, you can't tell, but it's like hearts. Then you have some gold foiled ones. There's like a variety of washi tapes. There's also some pet tape that my friend Emily gave to me as well, which is super, super cute. So that's been really fun. I want to get more of these, honestly, but I'm trying to get rid of more of my washi tape before buying more. But there's a big range of different types of washi tape that you can get. And what started as an effort to make use of my old journaling supplies that I've had for my stash, like I said, for almost 10 years, just quickly became a reminder as to why I bought them in the first place. I have loved using washi tape in my planner as a quick way to decorate pages. So let me just show you. So like I mentioned before, I use my washi tape. So every single month I swap out a theme and I keep the same theme throughout the month. And one of the things I've been doing is adding just washi tapes on every single page. It's not complicated at all. As you can see, it's really not complex, and it just adds a really nice touch to all of my pages. And I've absolutely loved it a lot. And at the same time, it feels satisfying to kind of be able to finish some of the washi tapes that I've had for so long. So at the beginning of the month, I pick the color and the scheme that I want, whether it comes to my highlighter or the washi tape, and I just use it over and over again. That way, I'm going through my stash and I'm actually making use of it, but then I'm also just adding a really nice little touch. As you can see, actually, I just realized I started doing this only in September. So that was a really smart idea. So yay for me. But just adding a nice little cute decorative touch has been really nice. Although it makes my planner a lot more thick because it does add a bit of thickness, which is fine, but I have loved using my washi tape. What I would suggest is that if you're not sure whether you're going to use something, whether we're talking about the washi tape or anything else, don't go overboard and buy too many of them. Just pick maybe 2 or 3 that you really, really love, that kind of match, and see if you actually make use of them, whether it's in your daily journal, in your planner, or anything else. And if you find yourself reaching for your washi tape and using it, then you can maybe buy more, but don't do like I did and buy too many and then it just sits there for years on end. I find the clutter a little bit stressful, but just start with a couple that really resonate with you, and then if you end up actually using it, then maybe buy more. But I do love a good little washi tape roll. Next, let's talk about my Mildliner highlighters from Zebra. I've tried many different highlighters. I've tried even the Tombow dual brush markers, and I've tried the Stabilo ones. I've tried a lot. I always end up reaching for my Mildliners. I just find them a lot more easy to use, especially for my personal purposes. I love the range of colors and I love how easy they are to use. So if you didn't know, on one side, you have a chiseled tip that you can use as, a typical highlighter to make headers or highlight something. And the other side is more of a little marker that you can use to color things in. I use it for lettering, so I use it to write things. There's a good selection of colors that you can get. You can get them in packs, you can get them individual as well. And you can use them for many different purposes. You can use them to decorate your pages. You can use them to write. You can use them to color. You can use them a lot of different ways. Personally speaking, I use it, once again, in my planner. I use it to delineate let's just start from the beginning. So let's use this as an example. So when I do my monthly planning, for example, I use my Mildliner for lettering. So I will write in big letters the month and then go over with the Pigma pen and just write in full calligraphy the same thing. I use it to delineate days off, for example. So I just do a line. I use it again here for the lettering. Then when it comes to my daily pages, I use the chiseled side to separate the different parts of the page, whether it's my to-do list or, let me show you here, to separate the different parts of the day. Here as well is how I used the Mildliner for the headers. So I've seen people use it to color, to draw as well. I don't personally, I'm not a very good drawer. I'm more into calligraphy, but I still use it a lot. I really make use of my Mildliners and all. And as you saw in my Stappo, I always have 1 or 2 of them readily available because I use them all the time. Again, it's a really easy way to add a beautiful little touch to your page, a bit of color, but in a very simple way. So I absolutely love it. Also, they last a very long time. So that's also great in terms of like price and what you're investing and what you're getting. They last a really long time. Some of these colors, like this one, this one, this one, this one, I think I've had these literally for 10 years. Fair, I have a lot so that I'm not using the same one over and over again. However, they do still last very much. I had a gray one that I used for like 10 years. Literally, that's the most used. Like, I think I used that one the most. I literally just got rid of it like a month ago. It lasted me 10 years. So it's really worth it. And definitely my favorite highlighter in terms of coloring and what I use every single day. A fun way to mix things up when it comes to your journaling has been changing fountain pen inks. As you saw in my daily journal, every single month I pick a different color and I stick to the same color and I use a fountain pen. Now, if you don't use a fountain pen, that's fine. I find using a fountain pen just a more enjoyable experience. That's a whole different world altogether, and you can really go into it hard and get so many different fountain pens, different nibs, different types, and it's fun, but be warned, it's a bit dangerous. But the one thing that I have to say that I like is that you can get 1 or 2 fountain pens and just stick to having just one really good one and just swap out the ink. So I think that's the part that I really enjoy. It's a little bit more environmentally friendly and sustainable as well. But that's personally what I do. I generally have 2 or 3 fountain pens inked at the same time that I swap out. I use this one for my therapy notes and this one for my daily journaling. And then at the end of the month, I swap it out and choose 2 new colors. I have also gifted and made little vials as gifts for my sister and my friends. You don't have to get a big bottle, especially if you don't know if you're going to use it. You can always get smaller bottles that, honestly, even these ones I've used. These are 2 of my favorite colors. This is a brown and this is a blue. I have used these colors so much, and it's only, how many milliliters is this? I think it's like 10. Yeah, it's just 10 milliliters, and I've had these for probably 2 years, and I have used these a lot. So you don't need to get a big bottle to begin with. You can just get little samples and have a lot more different choices. So you don't have to spend too much, and then you have a lot more different choices. So there's even like Ferris Wheel Press will have these little sets of like 3 different inks, which again last you a very long time. So I feel as though moving forward, I want to invest more in different ink colors before buying more fountain pens. I do have about 6 fountain pens, which I feel like is unnecessary because I feel like I don't have 6 fountain pens inked at the same time. It's just too many different fountain pens, and then it does dry up, especially if you like using the shimmer colors. So having 2 or 3 fountain pens inked at the same time is good for me. So you don't really need that many, but it's fun to have different colors, and you don't even need to get a big bottle to be able to benefit from it. Even these ones for Diamine, they're a good price and good quality for what they are, and it's 30 milliliters, and these last you a really long time. So if you want to do something new when it comes to journaling, fountain pen inks, so getting 1 fountain pen and maybe a couple of samples, I think is really worthwhile, and they will don't underestimate how long they can last you. I'm telling you, this 10 milliliter has lasted me at least 1 year, if not more, and I have used a lot of it. Like in October, for example, that was the only ink that I was using, and I'm barely halfway done through the bottle. So definitely worth investing and checking out. This is a fun, dangerous new little hobby. Before I buy something, I generally like to ask myself, do I really need this? How am I going to use it? Can I afford it? And how much is it going to cost me in the long run? And in the end, I ended up buying this Canon Ivy 2 mini printer, and it is one of my favorite purchases, and I use it a lot. It doesn't use ink, it uses laser to print, so I like that because it means I don't need to buy ink cartridge to fill it up. And in terms of when I did research, the price of the paper for each one, it ended up costing less than the other little printers that I was looking at. So I figured, okay, I'm going to invest a couple, like $130 I think for this, and the printer paper is not going to cost me an arm and a leg either, and I have been making use of it, and I absolutely love it. So I use my Canon Ivy 2 printer for memory keeping mainly, and for vision boards. So my vision board for this year, for example, was this, and these pictures are what I used the Canon Ivy for. So the one thing that I'll say, perfect transparency, the color of the printer is not super vibrant. It's a little bit more washed out, so it does look a little bit more faded. And because also let's be honest, it's also just, it's not ink. And the second thing is the battery life is not great. I can get maybe max like 2 printing sessions out of this and then have to print it. So that's, I'm not crazy about, but that's a complaint that a lot of people have had. But honestly, I make do with it because the rest of it actually, it pays off. So as you can see here, the images are a bit washed out, but I kind of like the look of it. So I don't hate it. And for me, as you can see, the printer paper is bigger than these. So what I do is when I go on my phone, you can choose different in the Canon app. You can use different layouts, and you can use, for example, put 4 pictures on one and then cut it up. So I'm making more use, like I'm getting more bang for my buck per each sheet. So this is the size of 1 printer paper, and then I basically mostly cut it up in 4 and use a grid of 4 pictures. That way I get more pictures per sheet, and I find that these pictures would be too much in terms of memory keeping anyway. So I use it for memory keeping. I use it for my vision board. So this is my November vision board. I did a creative spread, and then I took some pictures from Pinterest of what I wanted to achieve. So I absolutely love this, and I would recommend it if you are in the market for a mini printer. Be fair warned, the battery life isn't great and the pictures are a little bit washed out, but if you like that look, which I do, I would highly recommend it. This was definitely worth the purchase. Stickers are another really fun and easy way to add a fun touch to your journals and planners, and I have accumulated quite the collection of stickers and sticker sheets. And keeping it organized is really the best way to make sure that you make use of them. So I have these little tins. This is a benefit tin, so I got like these lip glosses, and then this is from a macaron that I got in when I was in Paris. So I have some loose stickers that I just put in here, and then I have this same thing for this box. I got this huge pack of stickers that I want to put on my Kobo. So these are a bit more vinyl-y, so not quite for inside a journal. So I stored these stickers specifically in these 2 tins. However, for the rest of my stickers, I have these binders, which is what I want to talk about more specifically. Keeping my stickers organized in these binders have been really helpful in terms of when it comes to for me to sit down and do my creative journaling or my planning. So I have the ephemera and the sticker sheet. So I have a binder with the different sticker sheets, and I have inserts that have 2 slots like this. I have inserts that have just like a big insert like that. That's the whole page. And then I have inserts that are more quadrant, so little ones. So I'll show you in that different journal. So in this binder, I have my more planner sticker sheets. There are a lot of them are from the Coffee Monsters Co. And when I want to do my planning, my monthly planning specifically, I take this out and I can pick out some of the sticker sheets that I want. I also have all these cute ones that I got from Etsy that I really love. It's also supporting small businesses. As I am a small business, I like supporting small businesses as well. So I have all these theme stickers, and then I have all these extra ones that I like to keep here as well. So what I do when I want to do some planning or some creative journaling, I basically flip through these binders. If you want to see, these are the sticker sheets that I told you about, the little ghost ones that I love. So anyway, what I do is I basically flip through my binders, pull out any of the sheets that feel inspiring, and then I just do my creative spreads. If I don't use some of the sheets, I just put it back, and if not, I use them, of course. I also use the binders for my ephemera. So this is more like papers and inspiring things that you can add on to your creative spreads. So this is the other insert that I have that has like 4 slots. So I have the different ephemera. Some of these stamps are actually stickers. So this I use for my creative spreads, which I will show you quickly after as well. But this is, again, just a really easy way to keep everything organized. And it helps me. I also organize it by theme. So kind of like the mushroomy nature stuff. This is more the tickets, and this is the traveling ephemera. So I kept it organized as well with the different types of paper as well that you can use. So then when it comes to sitting down and doing my creative journaling, it makes it a lot easier. So then let me just show you some of the creative spreads that I've made using some of these stickers or some of these ephemera. So this one is one of them. This was a mood board for October. I used these little guys. This is the pictures that I printed from my Canon Ivy. So I did this spread, for example. Another thing that I do sometimes is write down a poem or a quote that I've read that it feels really inspiring, like this one. So this is just paper. This is the stamp sticker that I told you about, and then I write the quote on the other side. So a very simple spread. So overall, love, love, love having those binders. It makes it a lot easier. This is another one. It makes it a lot easier for me to sit down, do my creative journaling. So I would, if you're trying to find a better way to organize your stickers, ephemera, or anything else, those little binders are really good, and they're the A5 size, so it's smaller. So I find it just easier to manage than something bigger. So here are a few extra little bobs that I have definitely loved and enjoyed and would recommend. Firstly, we have the Leuchtturm gel pen that I use every single day in my planner. It's just an overall really good gel pen. Initially, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really like it. I thought it was a little bit too thin, but overall, now it's grown on me. It's a little weighted, which if you know, you know. Like, as much as I love the Muji gel pens, they just feel really cheap and plasticky, but the Leuchtturm one is metal. It just feels really nice in your hand, and the gel, it takes a bit of time to dry, so I do find it does smudge, but it is very opaque. And the good thing is that when you get the pen, you can get it personalized, which I did, and then you can just get the refill. So in terms of environment, it's a little bit more environmentally friendly. So in terms of a gel pen, this has been a solid go-to when it comes to black gel pen. Another little extra, which I'm still gonna mention, is this Traveler's Company weighted brass. I've used it to weigh down pages, but one thing that helped is my little cat journal. It is a little teeny tiny, so when it comes to journaling, it becomes a little hard. So then I put this on, and it just weighs it down and keeps it flat. This is a little bit pricey. That's why I didn't get it for so long, but honestly, it is worth it. And I do find that I enjoy it, and I do use it quite a bit. And lastly, investing in stickers that you really enjoy, that bring you joy and that you love, is worth it. So my favorite one overall is the Coffee Monsters Co. Not only does it help just make your pages, especially like if you're not like me, if you're like me and you don't feel as though you draw very well, just buying stickers to zhuzh up your planner or your journal makes it really, really easy, and you're supporting small artists, small businesses. So just adding a little touch to your journals and planners is really great. So there's the Coffee Monsters Co. that I really like. There's this other one, I don't know how to say it properly, but I found these on Etsy as well. These are hand drawn by these small business owners, so I think that's also a really nice touch versus getting a whole sticker sheet in from Amazon, which is not bad either, but also it's nice to have more unique sticker sheets. I find I really want to put a dent on my sticker sheet collection next year as well. This one is another one that I really like. Really nice, beautifully themed sheets. So if you want to make a creative spread, or for example, if you want to have a theme in your planner 1 month, then you can use these stickers, and it just makes it a lot more cohesive. So really enjoyed my sticker collection, and I want to just make use of them a little bit more next year. If you found this video helpful, then you might like this video where I share 10 simple ways you can create a cute and aesthetic page in your journal or your planner. And let me know, what was your favorite piece of stationery that you bought this year or that you have been using recently? I'm also looking for recommendations for when the time comes for me to buy new stationery. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.